Taipei ex-mayor Wen-je visits Ailing father amid legal troubles. Crowd control issues at CPBL Championship opener at Taipei Dome. Tropical depression TD24 could become Typhoon by Friday. Architect of the October 7th terror attacks on Israel confirmed killed. Cuba's power grid fails, leaving millions without electricity. Sydney beaches shut over mysterious tar balls washing ashore. Wildlife populations decline by 73% in 50 years. Ferrari unveils first supercar in 11 years, costing €3.6 million.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Monday, October 21st, and here are your top stories. In local news, Taiwan People's Party Chairman Wen-je, currently in detention over the liver mall scandal, visited his critically ill father in the ICU on October 18th. His sister tearfully accused the ruling party of separating their family, because lawyer had arranged the visit according to legal procedures. The CPBL Championship opener at Taipei Dome on the 19th drew a record-breaking 40,000 fans. However, Taipei City Councilor Li Mingxian highlighted safety concerns as fans crowded the MRT station exit, with escalators left unmanaged, creating a dangerous situation. Mayor Jiang Wan-an urged the MRT company to plan ahead for large post-event crowds. According to the Central Weather Bureau, the northeast monsoon will weaken from today until tomorrow, but will strengthen again from tomorrow night through Thursday. A tropical depression TD24 in the Pacific could develop into a typhoon and may affect Taiwan's weather starting Friday. The system is expected to approach the Basha Channel and southeast waters of Taiwan, but its exact path remains uncertain. And in global news, Yahya Sinwar, the elusive Hamas leader widely credited with masterminding the October 7 terror attacks on Israel, was confirmed dead Thursday, ending a year-long manhunt for the militant chief. The Israel Defense Forces said Sinwar was killed by soldiers in an operation in southern Gaza on Wednesday. Sinwar, who was born in a refugee camp and spent years in an Israeli prison before rising to the top of the Iran-backed militant group, was described as a dead man walking by the Israeli military in the days after the October 7 attacks.
The only sighting of him before his death was in grainy footage taken on October 10, 2023, 3 days after Hamas assault. It showed him fleeing with his family into a tunnel, part of a large network built by Hamas under Gaza, which the militant group used to smuggle weapons, hide from Israeli attacks, and keep Israeli hostages captive. Sinwar was born in Khan Yunis, in southern Gaza, to parents who came from a Palestinian village in what is now the Israeli coastal city of Ashkelon. They were displaced in what Palestinians call the Nakba, when around 700,000 people were forced from their homes during the founding of Israel. In August, Israel had claimed it confirmed Deif's death, but Sinwar managed to evade the Israeli military until this week.
The electricity went out across Cuba on Friday, affecting the entire island's population of 10 million after one of its main power plants failed. By Friday evening, authorities announced power had been restored to about 20,000 residents in the capital, Havana. Power outages have been chronic in Cuba for years and have worsened in recent months. However, the situation had become so critical in the past 3 days that the government took measures to keep the lights on. The schools would close and most state workers would stay home on Friday in an effort to conserve energy.
But it wasn't enough, and by 11 a.m. on Friday, the Antonio Guiterres thermoelectric plant, the largest in the country, went offline, causing a grid failure. The communist-run country's aging and decrepit infrastructure frequently experiences outages due to difficulties with maintenance and a lack of fuel. In some provinces outside Havana, many people have been facing blackouts lasting up to 20 hours at a time. Cuba's president, Miguel Díaz-Canel, said they're giving absolute priority to solving the problem and that there won't be any rest until power is fully restored. Cuba's Prime Minister, Manuel Marrero, blamed the ongoing blackouts on deteriorating infrastructure, fuel shortages, and rising demand.
Sydney's famous Funday Beach and other beaches around the city were shut down Thursday as authorities investigated mysterious tar balls that washed ashore. The dark, sticky, golf ball-sized blobs were first reported on Tuesday at Cuba Beach, leading to a series of beach closures across the city's shore. The beaches remain closed until further notice, pending cleanup and removal of the material. People have been advised not to swim near or touch the debris. Workers in hazmat suits are clearing up the toxic tar balls.
The City Council of Randwick said preliminary test results confirmed that the blobs were tar balls, formed when oil comes into contact with debris and water. The Environment Protection Authority of New South Wales reported similar debris found at Kingong, Frenchman's, Little Bay, and Malabar beaches. It stated that investigations are underway to determine the origin of the debris and assess any potential risks to the community and environment. The tar balls are quite a chemical mystery. Preliminary analysis confirms that the tar balls originated from weathered oil, either from a crude oil spill or natural oil seeps from the ocean floor. The tar balls are not only unsightly but can also harm marine ecosystems and affect animals such as seabirds, turtles, and fish by disrupting their movement and feeding.
A new study by the World Wildlife Fund has found that the average size of global wildlife populations has declined by 73% over the past 50 years. The study, titled the 2024 Living Planet Report, monitored wildlife populations of 5,495 species of amphibians, birds, fish, mammals, and reptiles between 1970 and 2020. Its finding revealed declines in every indicator that tracks the state of nature on a global scale. The study found that freshwater populations suffered the heaviest decline, falling by 85%. Terrestrial population declined by 69%, while marine population declined by 56%.
Dr. Kirsten Shujit, the Director General of WWF International, said in a statement, "Nature is issuing a distress call. The linked crises of nature loss and climate change are pushing wildlife and ecosystems beyond their limits." At a regional level, the study found the fastest declines in Latin America and the Caribbean, where a concerning 95% decline was observed. This was followed by Africa, where populations declined by 76%, and Asia and the Pacific declined by 60%. The catastrophic loss of species was driven primarily by human-related pressures. Habitat degradation and loss, driven mainly by the human food system, was found to be the foremost driver of population loss in every region of the world, followed by overexploitation, invasive species, and disease.
Ferrari Envy has unveiled its first new supercar in more than a decade. A €3.6 million vehicle that offers a futuristic twist on a famous 1980s design. The new F80, featuring a 1,200 horsepower V6 hybrid engine, is one of the Italian luxury manufacturer's more expensive models ever, with only 799 units set to be produced. This vehicle represents Ferrari's latest effort to further boost its industry-leading margins, which have made it Europe's most valuable automaker, despite producing only a fraction of the cars made by its rivals.
Amid a broader slowdown in luxury spending, demand for high-end supercars costing more than $1 million remains robust. The two-seater F80, with a top speed of around 217 miles per hour, is Ferrari's first supercar since the launch of the LaFerrari in 2013. While the term supercar is often used to describe high-powered sports cars, Ferrari applies it specifically to its limited and most expensive models. Other Ferrari supercars include the 1984 GTO and the 2002 Enzo. Chief Executive Officer Benedetto Vigna has been steering the company toward producing more electrified vehicles. Last month, he confirmed the company is on track to launch its first electric supercar in the fourth quarter of next year.
The answer for last Friday was C, inaugural. The universities held its inaugural lecture to mark the start of the new academic year. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Sydney beaches shut over mysterious tar balls washing ashore. Number 1, pending, 等待中的，未解决的. The decision on the project is still pending. Number 2, debris, 残骸，碎片. After the storm, debris was scattered all over the street. Number 3, unsightly, 不美观的，丑陋的. The construction site left an unsightly mess in the neighborhood. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.